Welcome to another Thursday Thought. I'm the Reverend Gary Simmons here at St George's Church in Glasgow in Tamworth. One of the things I really enjoy doing and have done throughout my life is hill walking, climbing a big mountain. And I had to introduce my wife to that as well. We even had a climb up Cadair Idris on our honeymoon. That's a story for another time, perhaps. But one of the things about climbing mountains is that, particularly if it's a big mountain, sometimes you think that's the top. And then you realise, no, it isn't. And nor's that. And nor's that. On these big mountains, often there's a lot of false summits. That certainly comes into play when I have been walking with Avril. It's the parallel to when you're in a car. Are we there yet? And is that the top? Surely that's the top. And it's a balance between definitely not telling a lie, but just saying, well, we're nearly there. Or no, that's not it, but it's probably just over the next hill. And sometimes it is. And sometimes there's a few more. And added to that is if you're in cloud or rain, that can really play tricks with you as well, and you think it's much closer than it is. You have to keep going. And also what can happen is that you can get towards the top and then, oh no, you've got to go all the way down again a bit and then up again to the final summit. My son James particularly hates that. Once he's got up, he wants to stay up. Well, thinking about that, thinking about those false summits, perhaps that resonates a little bit with how we're feeling at the moment in this quite severe third lockdown, and wanting things to be over, but knowing that isn't going to be the case. There can be quite a few false summits, though we're really thankful, aren't we, for what is being rolled out by way of vaccinations. So in the midst of that, and I know a lot of people are feeling quite overwhelmed and down about it at the moment because it's going on for a long time. What can help us? Two words particularly come to mind, those of perseverance and resilience, that we all need at this time, though we also need to be honest. When we're having a tough time, that's okay, and to be real and honest about it. Perseverance is made up of two words, through, and severe. Getting through severe times. Somebody said perseverance is not a long race. It's many short races, one after another. Resilience, it's been said, is the capacity for recovery. So what can help you and me in these days that we're passing through? Just some very simple thoughts. The first is purpose. Actually, it can be really encouraging to know that, yes, things are hard, we're having to be restricted, but we're contributing to the good of the nation and the health of those around us by following the rules and being committed to them. There is a purpose in it all. Secondly, I think as well, it's good for just each day or each week not to look too far ahead, although of course we're wanting to have hope for later in the year. But taking each day or each week as it comes and just having little small victories or achievements that we've done, very simple, practical things that actually say, yes, that was good. I've done that. I've completed that. I think thirdly, it's important to recognise what we can control and what we can't control. some things are beyond our control, just as though I'm out on the mountains and I can't control the ground that's underneath me or the weather that's coming. There are some bigger things that, no, we don't have personal control over. And to accept that and to recognize that, though we can still pray into these things, of course. Fourthly, I mentioned it last week if you tuned in, and I think it's so important to try to be thankful each day. The book Pollyanna, that my wife grew up with again as well. She used to tell me when we got married, play the glad game. That's not laughing in the face of adversity or anything like that, or not really coming alongside those who are grieving. Of course it is. But actually trying to find something each day that we can be glad for, that we can be thankful for. I believe that's possible every day. One of the things we're currently enjoying at the moment as a family in this lockdown is the Junior Bake Off. Check it out. It's good fun. There's a lot of laughter, and it's a real encouragement. Fifthly, recognise and be grateful that we can be in company with others. We don't want to be alone. Sometimes it can feel like that. But again, every day, it's great if we can just try to speak to someone, encourage them, or be encouraged by them for ourselves. Ask for support and help when we need it, but also be willing to offer it. We're in it together. And lastly, we can ask for God's help and God's strength each day. There's a verse in the Bible that just says, cast all your cares on him, for he cares for you. Even this week, we've heard one or two stories of people crying out to God, and he's been real, and he's been there for them. He meets us by his Spirit. He helps us through other people. He helps us as we read his word, whatever it is. God is alongside us in these times. God bless you.